Smith, Max Kellerman, I'm Molly Qerim.
How are you, big boy?
Fellas,
Hey.
in the flesh, that's what I'm talking about. I missed you, and now I got my company back. And I don't know if you heard, Max, but the Yankees got a W last night against the Twins.
Kept me up until after midnight.
Defeating Minnesota.
Which is a very big deal for him.
Schedule.
They're playing with house money.
In voting when they did this, I'm not sure about Antetokounmpo. Did I get that right?
Antetokounmpo, yes, you did.
Well,
he's
in Milwaukee.
He's only played in the league like 10 years now.
They're going to be a good team, but they're not going to be good enough for him to get MVP.
I don't know. I don't know.
Enough.
One of these years, that's going to happen.
Yeah, not now.
I don't know.
I'm not saying one of these years ain't now. No.
7'1"
Kawhi Leonard and
got
San
handled.
Antonio Spurs
Chris Middleton
may derail Golden State and OKC meet for the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah. The Bucks are coming.
That's the difference.
We shall see. Gentlemen. Hey, welcome into First Take on a Feel Good Friday. Molly Qerim here with you in studio. Stephen A. and Max are in NYC. Gentlemen, what's the good word?
Good morning.
Down to the final play, but the Patriots staved off Tampa Bay with so astute in the fact that he did seem a little starstruck. And he talked about it after. It was such a blessing. He got to meet Tom, and he waited for him. And them being such a dynasty for these younger quarterbacks going up against New England. But moving forward...
I know, Tom, it's not a blessing. He's just a guy.
Yeah.
You know?
But that was his quote, that it was such a blessing,
yeah, right.
you know, to meet him. But moving forward with Tom Brady specifically, not having Julian Edelman. Gronk is not reliable in terms of always dealing with injuries. How long can they keep doing this?
Yeah, you're right, Molly, because early on.
And
so maybe even the offensive line, all the hits Brady has taken, maybe it's because Brady is double checking just to make sure because he doesn't.
For 40, throwing for over 300 yards and overcame potentially the
Couple
Bucks.
turnovers,
right?
yeah,
and
all of that.
A fumble and a potential pick there. Teddy's staying with us. We got some more to get into. Right. So Cam there with an on-camera apology for how he reacted to a female reporter's question saying, "Be better than me." The reporter, Jordan Rodriguez, issued an apology of her own yesterday after racist tweets she posted in 2012 and 2013 came to light. Teddy Bruschi still here with us. Teddy, I want to get your thoughts on all of this because we discussed it earlier. Are you satisfied with Cam's apology?
I don't know Cam. I've met Cam. I don't know his family. Advised to release a statement, written statement. I mean, that's him looking into whatever that was, his phone or a camera, and saying it. And so saying it with feeling, in my opinion, also.
Yeah, we were all on the same page with that earlier. And Max, I want to ask you this question. Learned through these two in social media for all of us. Appreciate your comments, Teddy, and your time. We'll see you next week. Hello there. What's up, everybody? Welcome into First Take. Molly Qerim here holding things down in Bristol. Coming up in the show, the Raiders lose their star quarterback for multiple games with a back injury without Derek Carr. Is it officially panic time in Oakland? And the Tide and Tigers are dominating college football yet again. We'll ask Paul Feinbaum if any team can derail a third meeting between Bama and Clemson. And too cool for school. LaVar Ball takes his son LaMelo out of high school. Is that a big deal or no big deal? The fellas are in the Big Apple. Good morning to you both.
What's up? Good morning. How you doing?
Molly.
Excellent.
Stephen A.
All right, let's do this, gentlemen. So about last night, the Chiefs defeated the Redskins to improve to 4-0 and remain the only unbeaten team in the NFL. Stephen A., are you ready to admit the Chiefs are the best team in the National Football League?
No, I'm not.
Tough break for Raider Nation. The Silver and Black will be without their quarterback, Derek Carr, for 2 to 6 weeks after he suffered a fracture in his back on Sunday. Now, over the last 2 seasons, including the playoffs, the Raiders are 14-5 when Carr starts, 0-2 when he doesn't. E.J. Manuel will get the nod until he returns. So here's the update.
Great person while those other guys are away, you know.
I get it.
Man, watch your mouth.
There we go.
Watch your mouth,
That's
man.
what I was.
Ryan, so it's a good day for you, not a good day for Derek Carr. What does this injury mean to the whole AFC race?
Well, the AFC race is a lot different, but let's not pretend that the Oakland Raiders and
Boxing, you taking notes. You ain't giving them.
Ryan, thank you. Always
you.
fun. We'll see you on NFL Live a little later. Stay tuned here. Let's get into his brother. LaMelo Ball is too cool for school right now, folks. LaVar Ball telling our Ramona Shelbourne that he plans on pulling LaMelo out of his Chino Hills High School. Will homeschool and train him for LaMelo's final 2 years before college. Here's more with LaVar. What's your feelings about him being homeschooled?
I'm not very comfortable being on the cover of Parenting magazine.
Yeah.
But LaVar Ball's made himself a media figure, and he's made his parenting part of the public discourse. And I'll say this, as somebody, guys, who's had a very, very critical of him, but I just think he happens to be right this time.
UCLA in 2015, Melo is currently 7th on ESPN's top 100 high school recruits as of right now. Will?
Thanks
for being here.
See you around.
After the break, actually, because guess who is here? Paul Feinbaum, the mouth of the South.
Thank you so much.
So much to discuss, Paul. So Clemson's got a big win in Blacksburg this past weekend and gains on Alabama for the #1 spot in the AP poll. Should Clemson... So I get that Cam got a good laugh at the Charlotte Observer's Jordan Rodriguez for asking a perfectly legitimate question about routes. What struck me most was not his demeaning response, because I'm well aware that many still believe women shouldn't be let out of the kitchen. Full disclosure, I cook, I clean, and I cash a paycheck for talking about sports. How about that? But seriously, it's less shocking to me that a man in a position of leadership doesn't respect women. It's more shocking that the same man who was berated for his Super Bowl 50 press conference, who clearly plans every outfit before he steps in front of a microphone, was so unaware that he fixed his mouth to tell a woman in 2017 that it's funny to hear her talk about football. Really? The same Cam who's so brand conscious, he was scared to speak up on behalf of Colin Kaepernick until the president started name-calling the players. As for men like Roddy White, who don't get it, tweeting, "Why is people making a fuss about Cam and the woman reporter?" He laughed, then answered her question, "But it was funny for the first time for me, too." Roddy, let me ask you this. As an African-American male in this country, how do you feel when constant stereotypes are perpetuated against you? Stinks, right? I know. Defenders of Cam's comments were quick to invoke the president, saying you can't vote for Donald Trump, then be outraged by what Cam said. Just to be clear, I'm not split on this subject. I come from a family of Muslim immigrants, so I was just as outraged by comments he made toward my community as my gender. But this isn't about politics. It's about right and wrong, and I refuse to waste my energy defending women in sports. Let's be honest, women in all industries have stories of dealing with sexism. I just want to remind Cam that most of those men in the press conference also didn't play pro or college football. So why isn't it funny when a male asks you a question regarding routes? Cam's comments were very revealing as to his ignorance and dated ideals. And I hope this can become a teaching moment. So next time you step in it and the reporter tries to save you by having a deeper conversation on this subject, consider taking her up on that offer, because what went down yesterday didn't do you, your brand, your team, or the NFL any favors. Cam, we also had 14,000 votes. We asked this on Twitter. Should he be punished? And 68% said no, he shouldn't.
Well, I don't think he should be punished in terms of a suspension or anything, but I do think punishment enough is him standing before the masses and apologizing and showing contrition. It shouldn't just be let go.
Rather than a statement.
What percentage of the NFL